All right, today we're going to unpack the absolutely charming and, let's be honest, hilarious story of a kid named Little Bobby. This is a tale all about a boy, his birthday wish for a bike, and let's call it a very bold plan he cooks up when just asking nicely doesn't cut it.
But before we get to Bobby, let me ask you something. What's the most creative you've ever gotten to get something you really, really wanted? Think about it for a second. Got something in mind? Okay, hold that thought, because I promise you, our guy Bobby, he takes creativity to a whole other level.
So first things first, let's meet our main character, Little Bobby. His birthday's just around the corner, and all he can think about is getting a brand new bike. Simple enough, right? Well, there's a pretty big problem.
Yeah, here's the snag. Bobby isn't exactly what you'd call a model citizen. Apparently, he's been a bit of a troublemaker, at school, at home, the whole shebang. And his mom, she's just not convinced that this kind of behavior deserves a big gift like a new bicycle.
So his mom throws down a challenge. She tells him, go to your room, think about what you've done this year, and then write a letter to God and explain why you deserve that bike. And this one little instruction, you guys, is what kicks off this whole wild ride.
Okay, so let's get into what he does next. This is phase 1 of his grand plan, what I'm calling the God negotiation. Bobby marches off to his room and starts trying his hand at a little divine diplomacy. His first attempt is, well, pretty optimistic. He just flat out says, I have been a very good boy this year. I mean, you got to admire the confidence, but even as he's writing it, he knows it's a bit of a stretch.
And yep, you guessed it, he crumples it up and tosses it. That's not gonna work.
So, for a second try, he tones it down just a tiny bit. He drops the very, adds a polite, thank you. A little more modest, but, still not feeling quite right to him.
And there it goes, ripped up again. This whole good boy strategy is clearly just not working out for him.
Okay, attempt number 3. Now we're getting somewhere. He dials back the claims of being a saint and settles for just being an okay boy. You can feel his honesty going up, but his confidence that this is going to work, yeah, that's definitely going down.
What's so great about this is you can practically see the gears turning in his head. He started out with this perfect angelic version of himself, but it's not working, and as he gets more desperate, he's got to face the facts. So, since being good isn't working, he's about to try a whole new tactic, bargaining.
So here it is, his last shot. It's just talking his way into this. He puts it all on the table. He admits he hasn't been good. He says he's sorry. And then he makes a deal for future good behavior. It's his last, best, and most honest plea.
But even as he's writing it, you know he knows. This letter, as heartfelt as it is, it's probably not going to do the trick. He's upset. He's frustrated. Negotiation has officially failed. It is time for a new plan.
So with all the polite options off the table, the story takes a massive turn. Bobby decides it's time to take a little field trip.
He heads downstairs, looking all sad, and tells his mom he's going to church. And his mom, she thinks, yes, my plan worked. He's going to go pray and reflect. Oh, if only she knew what he was really planning.
So, Bobby gets to the church, it's empty. He looks around, makes sure the coast is clear. But he doesn't kneel down to pray. Nope, he walks right up to the altar, grabs a small statue of Mary, shoves it under his shirt, and runs out. The plan has just escalated big time.
And now, we get to the whole point of this little trip. Bobby thinks he finally has some real leverage. He has the ultimate bargaining chip. It's time to write one final letter.
And here it is. In all caps, he writes, I've kidnapped your mom. If you want to see her again, send the bike. Just like that, we've gone from please and thank you to a full-on hostage situation. Absolutely brilliant.
So, there you have it. The incredible story of Little Bobby and his bike. The story kind of leaves us hanging right at the most intense part, so let's just talk about this for a minute.
First question for you. After all that, do you think he actually deserved the bike? I mean, sure, he was a troublemaker, but on the other hand, you've got to give him points for creativity and sheer persistence, right?
And what was the funniest part for you? Was it watching his letters get more and more honest? Was it his mom thinking he was being a good little boy by going to church? Or was it just that final, completely out of left field demand?
And think about this. If you were in his shoes, what would your letter have said? Would you have just been honest from the get-go, or would you have tried to come up with some other kind of creative plan?
All right, last one, and this is the fun one. How else could this story have ended? What do you think happens right after he sends that last letter?
Does he get the bike? Does he get grounded for life? That, my friends, is a question I will leave up to you.